Alright guys, I'm going to show you in this video how I made this bag and how you can fix a mistake with your iron-on if it starts to pull up as you're pulling off the clear coat after applying. So watch the video and leave a comment, and also check the description, and there'll be a free file for how I made this in my Facebook group. Check the description for the link. Thanks. We're going to show you just a real quick fun project on iron-on again. I've kind of been in an iron-on kick lately, if you could call it that. My idea today is I got a 3-pack of tote bags. They're kind of small, but I don't know if anybody notices, but more and more companies are stopping plastic bags or charging you for them now. And that is going to be the way it's going to be for now on anyways. More and more companies are going to stop doing plastic bags. So I'm trying to slowly get some tote bags and start using those for reusable bags, which is just a smart thing to do. They're much more sturdier. You don't have to worry about the bags ripping, because I don't know how many times I've had my Walmart bags or grocery store bags rip and everything goes out because the bags are very thin. So really, honestly, the tote bags are a better grocery shopping bag anyways. So I just slowly been buying them up when they're on sale. Like the Cricut ones, I really like the Cricut tote bags the best. The large ones, they're really nice and large and they're really good quality. But what I'm showing you today, though, is a 3-pack that I got at Walmart for only $8.97. So it's really cool. So we're going to get Design Space here launched. And we're going to make it. I'm so glad they finally fixed the glitch. Whenever you blew it up like this, you would lose half of your projects. They did fix that now. As you saw, the current version here is 5.5.33. And so they did fix that. So I already got it made here because, like I told you guys in previous videos, I like to make, if it's going to be kind of a big project or whatever, I like to make my projects on my Mac, save them, and then use my iPad to cut it because the Bluetooth seems to be more stable. So let's hit customize. I'm going to show you how I did it. It's very quick and easy. But this is one of the sayings I saw online and I really liked it a lot. It says, I accidentally went grocery shopping on an empty stomach, and now I am the proud owner of aisle 5. That's kind of how it works, though. If you go on an empty stomach, you always spend way more money than what you would if you were full. So all I did was insert text, and we can just type all this out here. I did mine all in caps, just because it looks better on the bag. Now, to help space this right, I did after the went, I enter, then grocery, and enter, on, and empty, then enter, stomach, oh, yep, that's right. And now, then after that, enter, proud. I'll show you the reason why we're doing this, why they're doing these enters, if you haven't already figured it out. I'm trying to look at this and type at the same time. It's not really working out. Okay. So the reason why we do these enters after certain ones is you kind of want to keep it centered. I'll move it up here. So to help center it better, because it's all to the far left, go to alignment up here, center, and that puts it all centered, because it's going to help you when we apply it on our bag. Now the font I like, and the one I used here, and I really like this font the best, it's called Be Happy, as you can see up here when I clicked on it. So to change that, you just go back on your box here, make sure it's selected, and go to the font. And you can either search through them, but since we know what it is, you can just type it in up here. Okay, enter, and there it is. I really like this font a lot. And there you go. Now, for the bags we have are 13.5 by 13.5. So we don't want to go too close to the edge. So I think this one, my project is, oh, come on, there we go. 11.1 by 10.8. So let's just go, oh, come on. So we can do this right here, 11.1, not 7. Okay, And then I drug it down, so it kind of blew it up a little bit bigger. And we went down to, what was it? 10.8. So let's unlock. I don't want it to change the width, I just want to change the length. So we'll go to 10.8. Right up there, and we moved it a little bit away, so there we go. Man, they're really close. Hope I didn't. Well, my file I'll keep here. I think I might misspell something in here, which wouldn't shock me. I'm not the greatest speller. I wish I was much better at that. All right, so that's how you do it. And anybody that's in my Facebook group will get this file for free if you want to use this to put on your bag. And if you do that, if you're ever using my files, I'd really like it if you would post the pictures in that group. You can search Daniel's Crafts, facebook.com/Daniel's Crafts, or groups/Daniel's Craft, I think it is. Or you can look in the link in the description here. I always have the link to my group in my description. Just ask to be a member and it'll get approved, and you can get this file. So I've already saved it, which is what it's going to be called, Grocery Shopping Bag 1. And now I'm going to bring it up on the iPad and show you guys how we cut it real fast. Very quick. Okay, guys. So now we're going to show you real quick how, I've already shown you how we design the project on our Mac. This is what I do if it's a big project I didn't do on the iPad to start with. Just bring up Design Space and go to Categories, Projects in the Cloud, and right here it is. And you'll just open it up. Let's go get our machine turned on here. You can go ahead and go straight to make it because the file is ready to go. Unless you want to adjust the size, then you will want to hit Customize and adjust the size. But right now it's set up for the 13.5 by 13.5 bag. So if you got a tote bag that size or anything, you want to keep it that, just hit Make It. And it's going to bring it up. Now don't forget, you've got to mirror. If you don't mirror, it's not going to be right, because anytime you do an iron-on, always mirror. And I don't know how many times have done that and messed up. And I don't like it because iron-on is not that cheap. All right, so hit continue. It's going to look for our maker. There it is. I already removed my cutting mat here, as you can see, because we're going to be using the heat press here in a moment. So the material we're just doing is, let's see, where is it at? Everyday iron-on. It's also warning you, make sure you got it turned on, which we do. And you will load the mat, hit the blinking Cricut button, and it'll be cut. So when it's finished cutting, we'll be back here and show you guys how we weed it and apply. Alright guys, so it finally finally finished cutting. It took a little longer than I expected, but you know, this is pretty much a whole sheet of iron-on. So it is a lot of cutting. And I think the gold's going to look good with this black tote bag. So always, to get anything really off your mats, it's always best to flip it over, hold one corner down, and peel the mat away. Just move in closer with it as you pull the mat off. And there you go. The reason why you do that, especially with like paper products, is it will keep it from curling. That's why it's good to do that. All right. So now, the weeding part is my favorite part of anything like with vinyl. So we'll speed this up, but you know, iron-on vinyl is really easy to weed. It's not as bad as some of the like regular vinyl can be. So just get a corner started, and you practically just pull. Got it all weeded there. And so the next thing I'm going to show you real quick is the product. So we're doing the black one definitely. But I purposely did not use the lint roller yet because I wanted to show you how important it is, especially on these cheaper bags, because these were not protected. This is actually how they came, so they're not wrapped in plastic or anything, but this is what I bought at Walmart. You can get this in the like tie-dyed and the puff paint aisle. So it is really good though. We get 3 tote bags for $8.95. And yes, they are kind of small, but these are perfect for the grocery store, I feel. But I just want to show you what they look like in this packaging. And they also, see, they're unprotected. So they are, you know, they get dirty. So it is very important to use a lint roller on, especially something like this that's not been wrapped in plastic. I usually don't like doing this on camera because I'm sure my mic is picking this up and it sounds terrible. But I just wanted to show you the importance. All right, look at that. That's all loose fibers that you would have been trying to get your iron on to stick to, and you don't want that. All right, so now the next thing we're going to do is bring back the iPad. In my description, if you look at my description, I have a link to this, and you should bookmark it. But we need to go to the, oh, I got this still pulled up, the heat guide, which I have here. I always bookmark it because it's easy to get to then. So we're going to be using the Easy Press 2. The material is Everyday Iron-On Metallic. And it's going to be the tote bag, which is going to think is the Cricut, which is also the same thing. And we're going to be using the mat. Hit apply. So we need to do 315 for 30 seconds. A warm peel, light pressure, flip, and do for another 15 seconds. Which you all know I like to kind of overpress because I like for it to really make sure it's going to stick. But we definitely want to know the temperatures and when we need to peel it. So it gives us all that. So like, again, look at my description. I have a link to this website, and then bookmark it, and you'll always have an easy access to your heat guide. Very, very, very useful. So we'll get this over here, and let's get turned on. So it's 315, so we got to press the temperature, go to 315, and the time was 30 seconds. Okay. So I'm going to just leave it on this and let it warm up, because as you know, it's always good to preheat your material, or whatever you're going to be using it on. So we'll speed this up here too until it gets up to temperature. Okay guys, so you saw there, and for a little disclaimer here, I would never leave it in one spot like that, and only for this type of material, a tote bag, because the material is really robust. For shirts or anything like that, I would not ever leave that like that. Okay, so let's just get it cooled down just a tad bit, but we still want it warm. So we got it pressed really good. So now we're going to place this onto here. We'll apply this. Now it's not going to get it all, so I'll do it in 2 sections. Now, as Cricut always usually recommends, you always want to flip it over. And do from the back. And let's kind of do it this direction here. So it said only a warm peel, so we'll try to cool it down a little bit. And areas like this here, you know, any of the thin or little pieces where you want to watch the most as you try to peel it off. Oh, nope, see it's kind of come up in here. So we need to repress again. I was afraid that since we didn't get the full 30 seconds in the whole section. So let's press again. Let's do it this way. We'll do 15 again and 15. So we'll speed this part up, but I'm going to try to get to cool down here. Okay guys, so as you see there, I kind of fought me a little bit, and there are some places here that it's kind of pulled up, which I was kind of worried this might happen. So I'm going to show you how we fix this. I know people have complained that, oh my gosh, my vinyl is not sticking, and this does happen sometimes. Nothing to do with the vinyl itself, it's got to do with the temperature. This is a really thick canvas, so I probably should have left it on there longer, but I'm going to show you how we fix these so it's not so wrinkled. All right, this is where this comes into play. So we're going to repress this, and we're not going to move it at all. We're going to do the full 30 this way and then full 30 in the other section. We're going to add quite a bit of pressure. And then for good measure, we'll do one like this in the center, and just only for half the time. So the reason why you want to repress, that's why it's good to have this, is after you pull it off, that's also pulling on the fresh iron-on. So it's going to make it a little looser. I always, even if I didn't have any problems, I would always still press again with this on top of there. Because then you're not having anything trying to pull at the freshly done iron-on. So this looked really good. Now, as you can see here, we fixed all the areas that were coming up. But I still really, I can only see a little bit of the pattern, of the fabric pattern coming through. So that means it's still not got a good grip. So we're going to do one more time and see if this changes anything. And I'm going to leave that on there just for a second. I know this sounds crazy and it seems like a lot of pressing, but I like for my items to look good. I like for it to try to last as long as possible. Yes, with iron-on, it's not going to be forever, but I like to get it to last as long as possible, especially if someone's paying me for it. All right, this looks much better. I can now see the fibers coming through. I don't know if you guys can hear in the video, but still got a little wrinkle there, which is fine, because that was really bad when we were trying to do it earlier. But all the rest come out good. So I'm very pleased with it. So that's, you know, a nice little tip for you guys on how to fix your project. Because I know when I first got into iron-on, I freaked out when I started pulling and it was pulling up. I'm like, there's got to be something wrong with iron-on. More than likely, it's not a problem with iron-on, especially if it's Cricut. I mean, yes, sometimes you get defective items, but I don't, most of the time it's not that. It's just because the type of fabric you're using, and these are pretty thin letters, so there's not much adhesive. You know, the thinner the item you're cutting, it's going to be less adhesive. And also, too, you know, this plastic piece is sticky still. So when you're trying to pull up, it's still, you know, attached to the letters. That's why I always recommend having this, or you can use like this to here. This is that Teflon sheets. You can buy it actually at Walmart. So, like this, and you can cut them down to size, and these will work too, just like this. I just like this one because it is thicker, and plus I like Cricut brand stuff. But you can use these Teflon sheets for the same thing. But you really should always press your items again after you pull that plastic piece off, because that is kind of pulling at it. So it, you know, it can actually make it weak, you know, there. So if you guys like this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Also check out my description. There's a lot of fun links in there. Links to people I like to help support, and also links to the heat guide for your iron-on things and for your infusible ink. And there's also check out my Facebook group. You'll get the file here for free if you become a member of my Facebook group. So until the next video, you guys, see you in the next one. Bye.